We're about a month into Path of Exile 1's 3.22 expansion, Trial of the Ancestors, which could be one of the most rewarding leagues of all time. When 90% of the concerns and complaints from the community can be summarized by simply saying turtle, you know the game's in a great spot. In this video, we're delving into all things Ancestor League. Let's hop on in, beginning with the community's reaction to Ancestor League thus far. In terms of content added, Trial of the Ancestors ranks as a large-sized league. On top of the brand new tournament pseudo-auto battler, it also reintroduced the Forbidden Sanctum, added a host of game-changing Atlas passive keystones, and brought in new build-defining unique items. Succinctly, players casual and hardcore have been greatly enjoying the league. Going all the way back to Blight in 2019, per Steam player count metrics, this is the league with the second highest number of players a month into a league, just behind Ritual. Ancestor is at about 54,000 players. Ritual was at 57,000. That's mind-boggling. I may not be the biggest fan of the league mechanic and really the league itself because of time constraints, but I completely understand its pull. 1, the tattoos, and 2, the non-tattoo rewards. The most beloved feature added this league is, by far, the tattoos, which have enabled a variety of brand new niche builds. Players are replacing stats across the board to come up with wacky, powerful, and niche interactions. Some of them are doing it more intelligently than others. Then there's me, who is just slapping on whatever tattoos seem useful for my Bone Shatter Juggernaut. And then there are the non-tattoo rewards, Exiles. Now, the beginning of the league wasn't too rewarding when it came to the league mechanic, but now, anyone who enjoys the tournament, understands it well, or has designed a specialized build to clear it quickly is rolling in divines. And if you read Reddit, the forums, or many discords, Mirrors of Kalandra, Mage Bloods, and Headhunters. Oh my goodness, there are so many new Mage Bloods coming from the tournament. Seriously, I find it difficult to remember a mechanic similar to Tota's tournament with a vendor-like reward screen handing out this many super rare uniques. Parandus League? No. Ritual? Not at all. Ultimatum? Nope. Expedition? Nah. Sanctum? Well, I'm glad you asked about Sanctum. That's the other absolute banger addition in Ancestor League, the reintroduction of the Forbidden Sanctum. In its currently implemented form, Exiles can essentially spend all their playtime in Sanctum if they enjoy the content and deck themselves out with a ton of currency. Especially in trade, you can chain Sanctum after Sanctum after Sanctum, never really leaving Lycia's Eternal Dungeon. Right there are two of the biggest reasons Ancestor League is quite successful and enjoyable. It's fun, and it's rewarding. We need not even touch on the big bad reason why there might be more people than usual playing Path of Exile now. We can just focus on the game PoE itself. 2 new huge pieces of content are in the game, and they are self-sustaining, allowing players to continue playing them endlessly if they'd like to. Do you love the gameplay of an auto battler, a Defense of the Ancient style piece of content? You now have Trial of the Ancestors and its tournaments, complete with Tota-specific rewards and tattoos, omens, and the valuable new uniques, plus the powerful Hinakora's Lock. Are you a fan of roguelites and literally drowning in currency if you're a good enough player or build maker? Leap into the Forbidden Sanctum and never come out. Then there's Delve, or mapping in the Atlas, or gathering tons of boss invitations and looping through bosses, or blasting expeditions with the new keystone, or hoarding Einhar harvest memories and harvesting juicy bestiary blue, yellow, and purple beasts. Do you see? The core Path of Exile 1 experience is in such a good place. There's really limitless content to complete if you enjoy the general game. You can branch out into so many different directions, slay monsters, gather rewards, and test builds, old and new. So, tattoos are one of the best additions to the game with Ancestor League, but what else is exciting Exiles? Well, plenty of the awesome builds they enable. Here are some snapshots of rad builds released by some great content creators this league. Some of them enabled by tattoos and some of them just super powerful this league. Links can be found in the description below. Honestly, most of these are way cooler than the boring Bone Shatter Juggernaut I've been playing this league. First up, Blood Magic Firestorm Inquisitor by Big Ducks. Next, the fastest build in PoE history showcased by Grimro. Next up, Shield Crush Armor Stacker Berserker by Captain Lance 9. Next we have Herald of Purity Guardian, also by Captain Lance 9. Finally, The Zombie Father by Sir Mustache the Glorious. This batch of builds are just the ones that have caught my eye on YouTube and the Path of Exile builds subreddit, not the channel. There are plenty more out there and plenty of time to try them and more the rest of Ancestor League. Now that we have a pulse on the overall PoE community's thoughts on Tota and a glimpse at some builds, let's ease into my own journey through Ancestor League thus far very quickly. I had an extremely entertaining league start, beginning as an Infernal Blow sword-based chieftain. It didn't work out, but I had an absolute ton of fun streaming and playing with all you exiles. I soon after swapped to Bone Shatter Juggernaut, which allowed me to clear all 4 core pinnacle bosses, although it took me 2 tries to take down Uber Elder. Oopsie. Now I'm plinking away at challenges. Yeah, that's where I am. I won't lie. Though much of the player base has been grasped by the stellar endgame, new possibilities, the return of the Forbidden Sanctum, and the Tournament of Tota itself, I've not had a ton of time to play. Plus, I'm playing a repeat skill for the first time ever in the form of Bone Shatter. It has lost a bit of its novelty in my eyes. I'd love to level another character to endgame and push them through the challenges, but I just might not have the time to do so. We'll see how it works out. I've already obtained the full Tier 1 armor set for Ancestor League, and it's awesome. From the extra blood spatters it leaves on the ground and sends flying through the air for wearing the chest piece, to the changed monster health bars for wearing the helmet piece. They've done quite a good job with this batch of rewards. Overall, I think this is a great league, but it has lost some of its luster due to limited time and some sickness on my part. However, I'm super glad an absolute huge chunk of players, from massive content creators like Zizarin to people on the forums like Reddit, do seem to be absolutely enraptured by Grinding Gear Games' latest expansion for the beloved Path of Exile 1. I'm sure another banger is on the way in 3.23. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment below with your opinion. How is your Ancestor League going? Is this a great league for you, or does it not rank highly? Are you still playing? I read and ponder over each comment. I'd love to see yours now. Let me give a huge shout out to every exile who supports this channel. The links to either Patreon or YouTube memberships are on the channel's primary page. You can also help the channel grow by giving this video a like, bear form slamming the subscribe button, and turning on the sub notification bell to be alerted about brand new Talk to Try content. There's a ton more Path of Exile and beyond already here and on the way.